Throughout these gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere. The Zumbinis traveled all through the night and all the next day, never stopping for anything. The mountains of despair grew closer and closer as they went on, and the group became more and more nervous. But the thought of what was happening to Ulla only drove them harder. Xekrai was constantly being flanked by Iake and Weiswyo, who had volunteered to make sure he didn't try anything. Nobody spoke to him, and most tried to stay as far away from him as possible. Saetwo couldn't keep her eyes off the encroaching mountains. It was an enormous range, stretching far off into the distance on either side of them. After everything the group had heard, she wondered with a cold dread if they would even make it through them alive. Something told her that, one way or another, this was their final leg of the journey. Finally, as evening began to set in, the group reached the base of the mountains and slowly began to ascend a winding path up the side of the nearest one.
How are we gonna find Ulla like this?
Somewhere there should be a tunnel leading inside of the mountain. And from there, well, we just try not to get lost.
Hey, I think I see one! Up there! Everyone looked up. High above their heads was a large stone landing, and behind it, an enormous archway that led into the mountain. Only darkness radiated from it.
I guess that's our way in.
Several minutes later, they climbed up onto the landing and gathered near the archway, peering inside. It was too dark to see anything.
I don't want to go in there.
Let's have dinner before we go inside. Who knows when we'll get to eat again. Everybody sat down and unpacked the food they had brought along from Shade Tree. Mostly they ate in silence, unable to take their eyes away from the looming doorway for very long. As usual, Saetwo wasn't hungry and opted to sit on the ledge by herself, far away from the others. They had a beautiful view from their height, and the setting sun only made it more breathtaking. She thought she could see all the way back to Shade Tree, and even further back from that. It was as if the whole world was laid out before her. Getting one last look, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
We've really come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah, I never imagined we'd make it this far.
I never imagined we'd have to. Just think about how much we've done since we left Zumbini Isle. She did think about that for a long time. To say nothing of the storm they had to weather through to even make it here. There were the countless strange encounters they had and the dangers they'd faced. They had outwitted sneezing cliffs, talking rocks, and pizza-eating tree trunks. They'd met a green boatman and a squirrely band director, who were both kind, if not a little too organized. They traveled by giant toad and by catapult, and most importantly, they learned the frightening truth about what happened that one day on Zumbini Isle, from, of all people, a wandering marsh fairy. And now, here they were.
I don't want it to end this way. We've been through so much. We can't have come all this way just to die alone in the dark, where no one will ever find us.
Then let's make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, guys, I think it's time. Let's do this. Slowly, reluctantly, everyone cleared away what was left of their meals before standing up and gathering behind Echae, facing the entrance. Echae took a deep breath and passed through into the shadows. Everyone else followed after him, and with one final backward glance at the outside world, so did Saetwo. Once everyone's eyes adjusted to the dim light, they saw what was before them. A large cavern with a seemingly bottomless pit. The only way across was a pathway that hugged the left side of the room. None of the Zumbinis noticed this, however. Each one of them was staring at the same thing. An enormous stone statue of a crouching lion. It was on the far side of the cavern, and a serpentine pathway wound its way around it, at least until the statue's paw on the far side, which was blocking the way out.
How do we get across?
I'm sure this is just another puzzle for us to solve. That pathway has a bunch of little stone slabs on it. It looks like we're supposed to stand on them. We probably just have to figure out the order.
Echae, look over there.
She had flown over to the wall next to the lion statue and was gazing at it. Echae slowly and carefully shuffled over to her, as the stone landing jutting out in front of the wall was only big enough to hold a few Zumbinis.
There's markings on the wall. I think this is some kind of hint.
Both of them observed the markings. There were 2 circles, one orange and one green, and beneath those, pictures of 2 pairs of eyes, one droopy and one normal. Those circles must be noses, and these must tell us what order we're supposed to stand in.
But which one do we go by? Noses or eyes?
I don't know, but that orange nose symbol is the farthest to the right, so I'll go up front. He very cautiously edged his way alongside the stone slabs on the pathway while Saetwo continued to stare at the hieroglyphics.
These look ancient, but how could they be? Zumbinis have never lived here before. Have they? Maybe there's more to our race than even we know.
Please don't have any traps here in front of the path. Whew. Now all we have to do is use the process of elimination to figure out where the rest of us go.
Well, the green and orange noses are spaced pretty far apart. It looks like you could fit 2 more between them. I think that means 2 different nose colors go after you and then green. Anybody feel brave?
I'll do it. Saetwo, what do you think will happen if we're wrong?
I don't know.
Ow. That wasn't fun.
Uh-oh. That metal portcullis is shaking. I also see some pegs. This complicates things.
There's only 6 of those pegs. If we mess up 5 more times, the gate will come down and then...
That's okay, you guys. We've figured out harder stuff than this.
Okay, let me see if I'm behind Echae. Ugh, guess not.
That means the order is orange, purple, red, green, blue. So, Iake, come up here.
You sure about this?
Positive. Not that I haven't been wrong before.
Guess that worked.
There. That wasn't so hard. We shouldn't mess up anymore. So, let's go in order. Everybody with a purple nose, come on up.
One by one, as there wasn't enough space for any more than that, the purple-nosed Zumbini stepped out from behind the raised gate and made their way up the path, most of them stealing nervous glances up at the imposing lion statue behind them. They all stepped onto a slab, and they were all safe.
Awesome!
Saetwo, you've helped out enough. Why don't you come over here?
Get off me!
Okay then. What the? But we both have blue noses! What does it matter what order we're in?
I just noticed something, Saetwo. There's 2 spaces behind me, and there's 4 of us with blue noses. So, I guess you're supposed to be in the front?
So why didn't you just get sent to where I'm standing?
I don't know.
Ow! Why must it hurt?
That's 4 mistakes already, you guys! We can't mess up anymore!
But that makes no sense. There's no more guys with red noses, so why am I back here?
There must be something more to this order. Something we're not thinking of.
Of course. That must be what those eyes mean. The order of nose color is still the same, but within one nose group we have to arrange ourselves in order according to what our eyes look like.
You're kidding.
Let's see. The normal-looking eyes are farthest to the left, so that means they go last. The only reason Echae's in front is because he's the only one with an orange nose.
And the droopy eyes are farthest to the right, and Touli's got droopy eyes. So shouldn't she be the first out of everybody with the green nose? Iake went right behind Echae after all.
I don't think so. If you look, the orange nose picture is farther to the right than the droopy eye picture. That makes me think that one other kind of eye should go in front of the droopy ones. And that must be glasses. Iake went behind Echae because nobody's got a purple nose and glasses, and I went in front of you, Conneda, because I've got glasses. So that means... Weiswyo, you're in front of Touli.
Oh, that's nice.
Looks like we solved another one. No puzzle is too hard for us.
Yeah, sure. Okay, everybody. The order is glasses, droopy eyes, one eye, sunglasses, and regular eyes. Let's go!
All the remaining Zumbinis edged over and climbed onto the slabs where they belonged, and there were no more flipping incidents. Saetwo smiled hopefully. They were that much closer to finding Ulla.
I could have sworn I saw that lion blink.
Woo! Now that the way is clear, there's a pathway that leads out of the cavern, but it's going down a small dark tunnel. Man, who knows how long that is?
We're ready to go, Echae.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go, everybody. As she went, Saetwo glanced behind her and got one last look at the doorway back outside, where the light of the setting sun still poured in, as well as one last look at the lion statue.
Thank you.
The Hotel Dementia was empty. No one had made any plans to stay there tonight, as word had it that the owner was off on a regional band tour. They might have been surprised then to know that she was now standing right in front of her hotel, arms folded.
I guess you got called here by the same person?
Yep, he sounded right nervous.
All I can say is, this best be mighty important.
You got that right. I had to call off my tour for this.
Good. You both made it.
Now, just a minute here, sugar. Why'd you have to call us both over here all of a sudden? We don't even know who you are.
No, I guess you wouldn't. But I know who the both of you are. All you have to know is that my name's Bruno.
Alright then, Bruno. Just what is so important that y'all had to bring us here all sudden like? And how, may I ask, did you go about finding out who we are?
I believe you both know the Zambinis.
What about them?
They told me about you two. I didn't know who else to go to. But they're in trouble. Really, really big trouble. I played a part in it, but I'm never gonna make that mistake again. I'm gonna get them out of this somehow. And for that, I need your help.